Hey guys, Joseph here. So I thought I'd do this live video for Mind Mastery members right now because, as you know, on one of the previous posts about what to do in times of stress, these are times when in the world there is a lot of fear, there's a lot of worry. So I just want to do one of these, as you know, usually I like to try to schedule these for you guys in the group, but I thought it'd be a good opportunity to talk about our the times that we're going through right now. You see, right now in the media, we see lots of things going on, and there's a lot of stress attached to that, a lot of fear and a lot of doubt. And I think it's really important to get perspective, to get clarity, and to also kind of figure out how we can remain grounded in the times that we're living. Okay, so I'm going to cover quite a few things, hopefully, right now for you guys. So the first thing is, just so you know, I've just compiled a hypnosis track for you so you actually stay grounded, stay strong, stay safe, and be free of worries and anxieties. A nighttime one as well, so you can listen to it as you go to sleep and you'll start to get the changes that you want, the inner resources. But when it comes to the coaching that I do for you guys, let's go ahead and talk about that. So the first thing is that although in the media, on Facebook and on all these media outlets, we are inundated with what is going on around the world today. And that is based around a lot of fear, a lot of worry, and some of it is absolutely justified. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is justified. However, we should not be always inundated with what's going on in the world, especially if it's based from fear. Okay, so if it's based from fear, it is not going to help you help yourself and others and the world around you if you're inundated, if you're overwhelmed by the fears and the worries which we see in the media. Now, it's not for me to say to ignore that, because I don't. I do check the news. I do go on Facebook to help to reply on the Facebook groups. But what I am is I'm very selective in where I put my mind. You see, despite everything being bombarded around us, we do have a choice as to where we put our attention. And sometimes we're putting our attention on things, despite being very relevant today, but we're putting our attention in a negative way. We're starting to put our attention on it that it actually disempowers us and does not allow us to stay strong or stay safe or grounded or even happy. It makes us feel unsafe. So it's really important that we begin to ground ourselves in the right way, and we begin to monitor our attention. Because in the same light that we are in a time full of stress and worries, and we're being inundated with the wilder events around us, and I know it's close to home, a lot of it is close to home, but despite all that, we are living in a time in humanity which is actually one of the safest and peaceful times, okay? So despite what we're hearing on the news, despite what we're seeing in the world, statistically, we're living in a world safer than ever before. The generations before us had more warranted fears. I'm not saying we should not be fearful. I'm just trying to get some clarity, a new perspective on things, that in reality, we are living in a time which is actually safer than ever before. And I think it's important to grasp a hold of that fact. It's important to realize that actually, despite all the stress, despite all the worries, all those things, it's important to realize, actually, statistically, although it's easier for me to say and to throw out stats on that out there, it is actually safer for us right now than all the generations before us. So that is one thing, to get some perspective. The other one, as I mentioned, is regulating where we're putting our attention. Are we putting our attention so much on the news, on the media, on the Facebook streams, on the news section, all those things, which is actually debilitating us? Like I said, I'm not saying that you should get out like completely live in a mountain or anything. What I am saying is to not be inundated, overwhelmed by the media. Regulate where your attention is going. If you put your attention to where it needs to be in terms of your development and where you want to be, that is going to be far more beneficial to you, to others, and the world if you're making sure that you are operating from a state of a physiology and a psychology of excellence. So go ahead and just be conscious of how much your attention is going onto the news and the media. Because, come on, let's be real here. The news, which is negative, sells. Okay, it sells. It's pieces of information which actually is something which makes people pay attention to it. Like I said, I'm not saying that the news is a bad thing. I'm just saying the amount that we get is going to be right now more than ever before. And also, fear does sell information. Fear does make for great headlines. I'm not underlining anything or belittling the news, because it is reality, but the reality as well is that you must regulate where you're putting your attention. Now, the other aspect of this is when there are times of stress and struggle, look for the helpers, okay? You remember Mr. Rogers' quote? He said that when he was a child, he was seeing all the stress and all the pain in the world. And I think his mother or grandmother said, look for the helpers. Look for those people who are doing good in the world despite the stress. Look for the people who are going above and beyond and making this world a better place. Because there is much beauty in the world. There's much beauty to be seen in people, in things, in nature, in the world. And if there's anything which is going to motivate us and have that gratitude for, is to look for the helpers and be one of the helpers. And be one of the helpers by dedicating your energy to your safety, to your personal growth, to your protection. You see, when you do that, that means you will begin to make the changes that you desire. So for all you guys out there, I want you to realize that there's a way that you can begin to make changes by putting your attention where it needs to be. Okay? So just put your attention exactly where it needs to be in terms of your development, where you're heading, and making sure that what you're seeing in the world is like the clarity and the reality. You see, everything in the world is subjective. No one sees objectively, unless you're looking through scientific applications and all those kind of things. We see things subjectively, and you can choose. Ultimately, the real ultimate thing is that you get to choose your reality. You get to choose what you focus on. Because many people will go through the world living in fear, living in hate, or living through anger or frustration or scarcity. And someone else, despite the same environment, the same situation, will begin to live through abundance, through strength, through joy, through love, and giving and gratitude. And the difference is our perception of the situation. So ask yourself, how can I see things differently? How can I begin to make an impact on this world rather than just impacting me and stopping me or doing whatever it's doing for you right now? Because yes, things are happening in the world, but can it be something which allows you to propel yourself forward, which allows you to get something bigger and deeper, which makes you go on the inside and bring something to life rather than being just put out by that? So the world that we're seeing right now, we're seeing it in a subjective way. And the more we let go of the fear, the more we let go of the anger, the sadness, the worries, the doubts, the guilt, all those things, the more we work on removing our limiting beliefs, our limiting mindsets, you'll begin to see a world which is significantly different. You'll see a world which is where there is good in the world. You'll see people making changes, and you can be one of those people. And that is something which I think is really, really important, that we pay attention to where our mind, our focus, our attention is. So we get to choose where it's going. And I think that is a really great thing to do, to help the world, to help ourselves. And as I said, the wonderful quote of Mr. Rogers of look for the helpers, because in any event, which is bad, which is not cool at all, there are helpers in those situations. People are doing something, protecting us. There's people in this world making a difference, and that gives me hope. That drives me forward when I see people doing magnificent things, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And there's no difference between them and us other than applying information and trusting your heart, your joy, your gratitude, and just acting upon it with conviction. So begin to attune yourself, which is good for you. And as we begin to moderate our focus and allow more it to reflect on the good in the world, the helpers in the world, reflect that on developing yourself, developing your skills, your attributes, and your pure identity in this world, you will start to feel far more grounded and get far more clarity and perspective. Like it is a hard subject to speak about, but it is some things that we can do which will really help us and assist us and get us to where we want to be. And I think that is something good to reflect on. And if you consider what you can do today is to reflect on the good in the world and to reflect on the resources that you have to make a difference, to limit how much information you get from the media, because you will be inundated. I'm not saying that news is bad. I'm saying how much we take on that news, and if it's debilitating us and holding us back, that is not good. So begin to put your mind where it needs to be. Put your mind in the sunlight, which will allow you to grow and become vibrant in the world, and to make that change in the way that you feel is right. To begin to remove those limiting beliefs, those negative feelings. And as Mind Mastery members, that is where we really want to take ourselves forward. And as I said, I've just created a hypnosis track. So if you look in the Facebook group, you'll be able to find, I'll put it in the links in the comments here. For you guys in Mind Mastery. And I hope to do lots more of these. I like to do these being spontaneous when I feel that it's really right to do so. But as always, I will be doing from the Facebook Live. I will then be doing the extensions on here, answering your questions, going deeper into the what I'm talking about on the Facebook page, or what I'm talking about on the podcast. We'll dig deeper together. And of course, on the live calls, we'll have that. You can get, obviously, as you know, how beneficial it is to talk to me in person, so I can coach you specifically. So I think that is where we should put our attention. Great to see you guys watching this and commenting that yes, there's no better help than helping another. So that's a great learning. Thank you, Lisa, for putting that there, because that's why I do what I do. I want to help as many people in this world as possible. That's why I do all the free stuff. And with Mind Mastery, I'm giving you more than ever and trying to evolve this group into something very special, and where we belong together and we begin to motivate each other. As you've seen on like the last couple of comments and the live video I did, and everyone's like banding together, sharing their information and supporting each other. That is where we're now starting to make the movement. And you can see the people in the comments saying that, how they were once in that situation before Mind Mastery and they overcome that limiting belief. And that gives us more hope, and we know that it's possible. And you are now seeing those changes in yourself as well. And the more you share about your learnings, your growth, is going to help us together as a group really transform. And as I said, I'm going to get you guys on, if you can make it very soon, this year at least, to a free event, a free seminar. And I really think you're going to enjoy that. And that means we get to meet up. And obviously we'll keep doing the live talks all the time on here on Facebook, and also on the webinar calls where you get to speak to me in person, ask me and like verbally speak to me. But I just wanted to do this quick video before I get recording on some new programs, which you'll be getting access to first before anyone else as well. You're going to love it. It's the 7-day kickstart, so you'll be getting that before anyone else. But yeah, guys, I look forward to speaking to you soon. Happy Saturday, and keep shining, keep putting your attention where it needs to be, and always know that you're worthy and good enough. And let's go ahead and crush this together, Mind Mastery members. We're in the game now. We're taking action. You're getting all the courses, and it's great to see you guys going through it. The feedback on the emails, on the comments, that you're making these changes, these awakening moments. And that makes my day, knowing that you're a part of Mind Mastery. So have a wonderful day. I think I'm going to probably just share this with my Facebook page as well, and the podcast, because it's an important message. Is that okay, guys? That I actually put this video on this on YouTube? If it is, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'm sure you're going to say yes. It will be of great value to people just to know in these times of stress. Sometimes we can share these exclusive videos, and I think there's no better time to actually do that. But as always, you'll be getting more and more of these live videos and courses, of course, and the events coming very soon. So let me know in the comments what you think, what you can learn. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to put another link into Paul's audio and also Melissa's audio, because that's a great way of making changes, because Melissa's talking about it and Paul's talking about how you can actually stay grounded, how you can get better and better. And of course, I'm going to put the link as well to the free hypnosis track I've just created about getting the security, the safety, the confidence, and the groundedness. So I'm going to put the links in the comments area on this video and the hypnosis track. So I look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon. Okay, speak to you soon. Bye-bye.